How's everybody doing tonight? I haven't done a live on in the evening for a really long time, but I wanted to try it because I didn't catch anybody this morning. So I thought maybe it's Monday morning, people aren't able to chat. So maybe I'll catch you this evening. Where are you guys joining in from? My guess is you're local to my time zone. When I sign in the morning, I'm catching like Ontario and the East Coast. But I'm thinking, how is that possible? Zero likes, zero gives. Wow, let me fix that. Aw, thank you. I appreciate that. Holy, that's a lot of likes in a short time. Well, you know why it's possible because I just signed on like 2 minutes ago. Well, not 2 seconds ago, like one within a minute. But thank you when you like and comment and send roses. It's good for the algorithm, and what's good for you is good for me. It's good for everybody. Thank you for the roses. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. So yeah, I'm talking about dreams tonight. Good luck with my content. Thank you. I appreciate it. I'm teaching how to interpret dreams. So not just what your dream means, but like how to understand what your dream means. So what do? Do you just jump into people's lives and give them some likes and roses and then hop along? Because that'd be a good job. I could do that. You're like a cheerleader. Oh man. I don't know. Thank you for the follow, Alyssa. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. Are you familiar with my content or are you just seeing me for the first time? I heard that for about a year, you've got to talk to like 4 or 5 people in your lives. And then it'll like flip and switch and then click and then you're going to get like 400. So to be honest, like I don't even care if there's one person or 5 or 50, like I'm happy. Yeah, I like to doodle. So sometimes I doodle like my own self, but this time I'm working on this one. I started it this morning. Thank you. I really like to sketch, and I'm hoping that I'm going to learn how to like work with shading. I feel like pens. I really want to learn how to sketch with pens. But a friend gave me this the other day, and I'm like, oh yeah, I could do that. Like, why not? So are you guys familiar with my content? I appreciate that you're following me. Like, are you new to me or have you seen stuff and now you're like, oh yeah, I've been meaning to follow her and I keep forgetting. Like, are you interested in dreams? Do you remember your dreams? I'm so curious. It's fantastic that like so many people are just following. You're new. Okay. Well, welcome to the club, newbie. um, okay, I'll introduce myself a little bit. And if you guys could just do me a favor and just tap that screen for me so we can bless people with more and more interpretations. Let's get the word out there that everybody has a friend that's like that person that shows up at a dinner party and is talking about the dream they had that night before. That friend. So send this live to that friend, or go hop into your DMs and just like bless 10 rando people with an invitation to the live. Like that's fun too. But I've been doing this for 14 years. It started in 2009 because I was having a lot of nightmares as my long-term relationship was ending, my marriage. And I think I'd always had vivid dreams. That was just like a thing, but I didn't really interpret them. I didn't really know what they meant. It was just like a thing, you know? But then I came across this website called Dreams for Peace, and I sent a dream. His name is Richard Hastings, and he does like free dream interpretation. So I sent him one of my nightmares, and he interpreted it, and I was like, wow, he just like this complete stranger on the other side of the country just interpreted my life, like my soul. Like it was the weirdest thing. So then I kept sending him like more dreams and more and more and more, and that was the end of it. Like every time he offered a solution, I would just like do whatever the dream was suggesting, and it guided me out of my relationship. It brought me like a sense of empowerment, and changed the direction of my career actually. So then in 2017, then I started running a program in jail. There's a lot of there's like 11 jails in Ontario that I was working in, and then we got into like Nova Scotia, and there's like a few others, and now we're working on getting into dream interpretation in the jails out here in BC. And then I started doing interpretation for criminals and inmates, and that was pretty awesome. Like so I'm working with really, and I still run that program, and I work with really people that have very serious charges, you know, like murder charges, armed robbery, human trafficking, domestic violence, kidnapping, human trafficking. And I do this dream interpretation process that helps them to understand trauma that happened in their life that led to this behavior, but then also like to work through their own grief and remorse about what criminal activities they participated in, how they've hurt people. So that's been since 2017. Um, and actually, like someone who's in the film business out here is kind of excited about this dream interpretation program in jails, and we're working on developing a reality show. Actually, like so far, it's called like Dreams. What do you say? Oh, I Dream of Prison instead of I Dream of Genie. I Dream of Prison. But we're working on trying to get permission to like go into the jails to record, because right now the videographer, he can only just record the inmates that have access to cameras or inmates that have been released. So we're trying to like get into the jails. And so yeah, basically it would just be like I would go in there and interpret the dreams for inmates, and we would probably like work with the same ones over a course of time. So you would see like what does the dream mean, and then how do they shift their behavior. Like some pretty cool things were happening back at like around the time of COVID in Ontario. I was working with like 100 inmates to 11 different jails across Ontario, like Toronto. We were in like Penetang, Toronto, Maplehurst, Hamilton Wentworth, Bath, Kingston, Joyceville. So like penitentiary, so not so like the fed, so working with the provincial system and the federal system. And what was I saying about this? Oh, back into yeah, it was really like a huge program. And then when COVID hit, we just weren't prepared to adapt. We were too young of an organization, so it's sort of like plateaued, and then now it's growing again. It just takes time, you know. So we've got like 6 inmates that we're working with in Hamilton Wentworth right now, interpreting their dreams. Oh, thank you, Aisha. I appreciate you. I I'm inspired by your selfless service as well. I can see you care very much about the empowerment of people, and I admire that as well. Have you had any more dreams lately? Anything you want to share? 'Cause tonight, if gratitude, respect to you as well. Um, Sometimes people are curious, like how to do the dream work. So when that happens, then I just share um, how, like, what the actual interpretation is, but also like how do I get to that interpretation. And I've been sharing videos lately about how to start thinking metaphorically, because you can use situations in real life to begin to shift the way that you think about things. And then once you get into that new mentality, then then you can then when you dream, the metaphors will make more sense. Yeah. Astral journey framed as dreams. Yeah. Like some people talk about the universe that exists outside of us that we travel to in our dreams, right? And then some people talk about the universe within us that we travel to in our dreams. So it's like both are right. Both are right and true. Oh, thank you for sharing this. Yeah, thank you. I appreciate that. Um, the way that the indigenous people talk about it is that the dream realm is it's like a bridge in between the physical realm and the spiritual realm. And that's why we have so many interactions with like loved ones in our dreams, right? Um, and that's why, like, I encourage people to not lucid dream, or to not if they're lucid dreaming, to not control it, because if when you're walking in that space and exploring in that space, there's so much that you can learn. So it's better to just let the story unfold and be inquisitive about like what's the meaning, rather than try to control it. That's the ego that wants to control. That's the human ego. So leave that in the physical realm and go into the dream realm with like an open mind to learn, right? Hmm. I've had some really interesting dreams, like now that we're talking kind of like about this, the astral plane or something like that. Like one dream that I had was like, okay, so I was flying, and then I just had the thought, like, I wonder how high I could fly, something like that. Like it was just like this one simple thought. And then I then I just like started flying straight up, and like I went through, like the atmosphere changed. I was like in space. And then the farther that I went up, and I realized like it was like I was in the stars, right? Oh, I get goosebumps remembering this. And then I was like, oh no, how am I gonna get down? And it's funny, in the dream, it's funny that I didn't think like I could go anywhere. I could go to another planet. I could interact with interdimensional beings. I could like you you could do anything. And all I'm thinking is like, oh no. I'm like, this is dangerous. I went outside of the atmosphere, bro. Like I gotta get back. Oh my god. That's so it turned out scary. Like you had a similar one, right? You know that feeling. Oh, that feeling is so horrible. That became like a recurring dream for me, actually, like flying and then falling. And that was a tough one to change. Holy. The problem in real life was that I kept getting like a vision of where I wanted to go, and I was setting goals, and I was like moving forward. I was a single parent, like divorced, right? Like I was raising my daughter after a divorce. And other people's ego kept interfering with me, and there was so much conflict, and it was really really tough. So every time I was like moving forward, I was like crashing because of their behavior. And as I learned how to stay empowered and balanced in the face of their negativity, then my dreams changed, like my flying dreams. So then I had that one where I soared really high. That was like recurring. And then as I fell, instead of like falling and crashing, I like I did like a Superman like and I like caught myself and I was like, oh, I can do this now. But I had to figure out how to be really assertive in real life with people that were really trying to destroy me. And that was when I learned how to fly in the dream. I was first afraid with flight dreams, but now I fly out of Earth. Yeah, 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 yeah. I believe you do. Like I've seen some of your content now and what you're all about, and I get it, sister. You're like you don't even you're like beyond this earth, right? You're like inspired. Yeah, flight dreams. Flight dreams are very cool. What other what oh, okay, so then this was a neat one too. And someone shared this dream lately. I'm probably gonna make a video about it. Like breathing underwater. So then this is sort of like the opposite of that flying dream. But then so I'm swimming and then an orca whale came up to me. This was before I lived in British Columbia actually. I lived in Ontario at this time of this dream. But anyways, so an orca whale came up and then it communicated telepathically and was like, hey, like grab onto my fin or whatever you call it, the dorsal fin. So I grabbed on and this was before that there was also a movie that came out with like a girl hanging on, but this was before that also. Okay, so then I'm hanging on to this whale and then it goes under. And when I hung on, I thought we were gonna like go on the surface, but then it like goes under the water. And I'm like, take this big deep breath, and then we're swimming and going deeper and deeper. I'm like, I can't breathe. Like I'm gonna like this is it. Like this is the end. And then I'm trying to tell it, communicating telepathically, like, I need air. I need to go up. I need to go up. And then it's just like, oh, everything will be fine. You're fine. Everything will be fine. Just breathe. I'm like, just breathe. So you know, you get to the point where your lungs, it's enough. And I started breathing. I'm like, I can breathe underwater. Oh my God, it was amazing. So then I'm breathing underwater, swimming with this friggin' amazing whale. And then that same feeling, like when I'd gone in the out of the atmosphere, but it was the same feeling, but it was in the water. Like we went so far deep and it was so fast, and all the like the little plankton and stuff in the water in the depths. Like I could see light, and then they turned into like stars. Then all of a sudden, like we went through this like atmosphere change, and then it was like all the little plankton were like stars, and then we were like flying. I don't know. We were like in ocean space. I don't know where does that even what even is that? I don't even know. But that's where I went with my whale friend. Yeah. Oh, thank you. You shared it with more than 10 friends. Oh my gosh, I appreciate you. You're amazing. You had that lately. You held your breath but didn't realize I could breathe. Yeah, 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 yeah. Wait. Maybe in the next time you can breathe. Cuz that is a wild feeling when you can breathe underwater. That's like that's a cool experience. That's a cool feeling. Yeah. So we've got more people coming up, guys. So where are you all from? Are you Canadian or are you American? Are you British? Australian? I got people like sending me dreams from all over the world now. It's so cool. It's the power of the internet, eh? And what are you guys all doing? Do you have like a backup for TikTok? Have you started to like explore other social media stuff? I've been over on Clapper today. The past couple days, actually, I've been making Clapper content. I know it's not for everyone because it's like a little bit of a Wild West vibe, but it has that same feeling of TikTok where it's like uncensored. You can just be yourself, be authentic. Clapper, yeah, okay, yeah. Clapper is the it right now. Okay, you're Canadian. Nice. Well, welcome to the live, my Canadian friend. I always like to follow my Canadian friends. So there we go. Oh, you have a private account. Oh, okay, well that's fine. I like to follow Canadians. You too. You like that vibe over there too. Am I following you? Oh, I need to follow you, Aisha. Aisha Jamal. There we go. Yeah, you guys should check out each other's content. Follow each other, support each other, you know? Um, yeah, I was really nervous like when I started thinking that TikTok was like going to be banned because Instagram is not my thing. Like YouTube is good. I'm over there building content, but it's not at all the vibe of like TikTok. But Clapper has it. Clapper has that like carefree, funny, the short clips, the humor, uncensored. Yeah, I'm so psyched that Clapper's there. Yeah, you too. Ohio, Columbus, Ohio. Why my daughter's dad is from Ohio, grew up in Columbus. So we spent some time there, a little bit of time there getting to know his family. Nice place. The other thing I know about Ohio, isn't there like a huge snake structure? What do you call it? There's some kind of big snake hill, Snake Mountain or something. So is it banned? TikTok's not banned yet, but the way that here's the thing, guys. If you're watching, I don't watch entirely, but I watch enough to get a perception of what's going on. They are lying about TikTok, and they're manipulating the media to make it appear like it's a threat when it's not. And when you start to do the research and you realize what's behind the whole thing, it's all about money, and it's the politicians that have a lot of stakes in its shareholders and a lot of money invested into this whole metaverse with Facebook and Instagram. So they're basically banning TikTok because it's competition for them. The problem is like if this goes through, it's going to affect all platforms, right? But some will be affected more than others. So I think that, to me, like once I found Clapper, I'm gonna stay over there, even if TikTok isn't banned. Like it's got that 2020 vibe that TikTok had, like during the pandemic. Like, did you guys jump on? Were you are you pandemic TikTokers? Because those were the good old days. I'm telling you, and that's the vibe over there on Clapper. So even if even if TikTok isn't banned, I'm going to stay over there. Yeah, that's a good point, Brooke. I think they're banning because we are organizing here. Yep, they feel threatened. Like, you know, we the truth is being exposed through TikTok, right? And that scares them more than anything. So it's really not about anything else except for freedom of thought, freedom of speech, freedom of expression. And it was incredible, like watching the CEO, Dr. Chu, watching him advocate. Oh my gosh, like he's speaking on behalf of us all. And here we have someone coming outside of the country. I mean, not even American, but I mean, us all by like North Americans, I guess. Canadians are under the umbrella. We all know that. Um, he's like, he's trying to give us more he's fighting for our right to be able to express ourselves. Like a person outside of the country has to come in to fight for our rights. I agree with you, Aisha. Telepathically connected. 100%. We are moving 100%. Fifth dimension and all that stuff. Like that's when you're open to energy and you're open to connection. You can, and that's where you get guidance, you get like intuition. And when your heart is pure and you get intuition about doing a thing, then it's like everything's in alignment, you know? Everything's in alignment. And I truly believe that humanity is moving towards like a time of peace. Believe it or not. When I say that, some people think I'm like crazy, but that's the truth. I believe we're moving towards a time of peace, and that all of this stuff that we're seeing is like the shaking up of the old world order, like shaking up of the old systems and the old thoughts and the old behaviors and the old structures. Like we're literally watching it crumble around us. At the same time, we're building up like a new civilization based on unity and equality and in alignment with our true selves, right? Exactly. No superiority, right? Equals. Exactly. So I really like, even when things are looking really bad, I still think to myself, it's part of the process. Like we have to just trust the process. We're lucky to be alive right now. We're lucky to be a part of this stage in human history. It will be a time for love, light, and peace. Exactly. Exactly. And connected in our hearts, right? That's the thing. When your heart is pure, then you can connect with other people whose hearts are pure because you have nothing to hide. That's the thing. It's when people have something to hide, that's when they get manipulative. Right? And then when they have something to hide, so they're manipulative, and then they don't want to communicate telepathically because they don't want people to read their mind, because they don't want people to know what they're all about. So they have to put blocks up. Yep, I dealt with a lot of those people. Well, yeah, thanks for the invite and thanks for joining. You're very welcome to be here. Happy to connect with more like-minded people. I'm going to give you a follow. Mom with dementia. Oh, I'm so sorry about your mom. I'm just following all you like-minded souls. We're so lucky to have this moment together, right? Thank you for the gifts, you guys. Thank you for the gifts. Yeah, we're just very lucky to have this moment together. You don't dream much. Hey, that's okay. Even if you remember one dream, like a lot of us, more than you realize, a lot of people have dreams from childhood. They'll have like one specific dream. They're like, oh, when I was 7, I dreamt da 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 da. Like those dreams stay with us for all those years. I think that there's a reason for that. And the reason is because the dreams tell us something about ourselves. And even if we don't understand it at the time, the memory stays with us so that we can figure it out when we're adults. I can help you with that. Yeah, that's true. I can. If you want to remember your dreams, I'm going to tell you this, there's only 2 things you need to do, and it works all the time. You commit to these 2 things, you'll start to remember your dreams. And like, you have to do it for some time. So it could happen right away or 2 weeks, 3 weeks, just depends. The first thing you do is you set the intention before you go to bed. And let me tell you, it doesn't have to be the minute that you're closing your eyes, like I'm going to remember my dream. you could be like, as you're brushing your teeth, getting ready for bed, just be like, I'm going to remember my dream tonight. Or you're having your shower, or you're putting your pajamas on, or you're reading, you're on TikTok before you go to bed, and you're like, yeah, tonight I'm going to remember my dream. Okay. It's as simple as that. You're telling yourself, or you're giving yourself permission to remember your dreams. Okay. And keep in mind, we dream between like 20 and 30 things in an evening, right? So you're asking, you just want to remember, you just want to remember some of that. You don't have to remember all the dreams. It's like, I just want to remember some of that. Then when you wake up in the morning, and this is where the commitment is. Um, Set your timer if you need a little bit of discipline for like 5 minutes or 10 minutes. And then what you do is you write on like pen and paper, or your notes on your phone, or whatever journal app you use, or whatever. And then what you need to do is just write consistently until your timer goes off. So here's the thing. You don't have to write your dream. Just write what you're thinking, write what you're feeling, write what you want, what you don't want, write what's happening during the day. And the key is, don't stop writing for even 30 seconds. So even if you're typing, or I'm okay, so you're thumbing or you're writing, and you run out of things to say, then you just write, I'm running out of things to say. I'm still writing because I have to, but I don't know what to say. You just write that out. And what if you do that consistently, what's going to happen is that as you're writing, the dream images are going to start coming to your mind. And then you're already sitting there with your pen, with your paper, with your phone, and there you go. You write down the dream image, because you're basically reprogramming your brain, and you're telling yourself, this is important. So you have to like set up the environment for the dream to come back to you. And once you start doing that, it's like turning on a faucet. Like literally, they're going to just flow like unimpeded. I say, I'm going to remember my dreams. I'm going to be conscious in my dreams. Understand it's another world. Oh yeah, that's nice. Do you know what? I don't ask to be conscious, because I'm so tired all the time. Like I enjoy going unconscious. I do. I'm so tired at the end of the day. Like I'm in the middle of something really, really hard right now. There's like a huge issue that is huge. So by the end of the night, I'm just like, oh, like I want to not think for a little while. So I want to go into unconsciousness, and I'll think about it tomorrow, you know? It's more fun there for me, so I want to remember. Oh, that's nice. Oh, you must have a really happy place. Tell me about it. Oh, yeah, no. When I'm in my next world dreams, I'm like a detective over there. I do like detective work. I'm in like um bomb I go into like when there's been like attacks or bombing or fires. I'm working over there. Like I'm not on vacation at the moment. I can't wait for a vacation. I don't dream of resorts. Nope. I'm in that next world, and I'm like crime scene investigator. I made a video about that actually. I'm going to read your comment in a minute. I'm going to say these two things before I forget. Um, my most recurring scene, like the world, like we're talking about this other world that we go to, right? Okay, so there's two other worlds that I go to, and the one of them I'm like this crime scene investigator, FBI, CIA, special forces, something or other. And then the other one is like I'm either like on another planet, or I'm like I'm in a ship in the sky, you know? They talk about those like those cities in the sky. It's something like that. And I'm working as a scientist, and there's like all these and this is weird. I'm just telling you, this is my dream scenario. This is why my brain is tired. Instead of instead of oh, I'm gonna cry when I talk about this. Instead of animals in cages, it's people in cages. And there's whatever is my work has something to do with understanding like something's happened to them and they can't be released, but whatever my work is like releasing them. So like I get emotional talking about it. I feel that in this world energetically, that's what I'm doing like with dream interpretation. Like people are stuck in their ego and I'm freeing them. I'm unlocking them. So like that's what I do in the real world, but metaphorically in the dream world, I'm like this scientist trying to get people out of cages. So I'm not it's not holiday for me when I'm when I'm dreaming. I meet higher beings and I work more swiftly, elevating human consciousness, and I help people's essence. Okay, can you come visit me in the dream world and bring a coffee and take me on vacation? Because I swear I'm working too hard over there and I'm tired. My soul is so tired. That's your mission, spiritual enslavement. Yeah, it is. Because I went, I had a near death experience when I was 19. And what I saw on the other side, like I didn't want to come back. I don't know if you guys are familiar. I talk about this in my videos. Yeah, I didn't want to come back. Like the next world is so beautiful. And but I'm here and and this path has unfolded and I definitely have work to do, right? Like I never really understood this idea of like light worker. People I just thought it was like a trending kind of thing, but the other day I was talking to someone and I'm like I I go into the darkness like even in my lives or like if I'm doing a dream interpretation, like I go into the darkness and I help to open up the light and then I realize like, oh, that's what light workers do. That's what they mean. Right? I got it. Yeah. Light worker. I can identify with that. But you have to love your job. That's the only way. Make sure you download your live and post to YouTube. Well, I'm streaming to YouTube right now, actually. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to post these lives to Patreon. So I'm building a community over on Patreon. Love you. Postal infinite gratitude. Thank you. Oh, you're talking to each other, but I love you both. I love you all. You guys are sweet. You guys are sweet. Thank you. I love you too. Love you too. I feel like, was there a dream that someone shared? Did I miss something? Oh, elevating human consciousness and light beings. Oh, you know what? I had a dream one time that I was on, I guess, a spaceship. Although in the moment I thought it was an airplane, but when I look back, I'm like, okay, that was a spaceship, and there was like 100 light beings. They were like blue. I think you would say like Pleiadian or Syrian. They're like when you see the blue ones that are just like glowing iridescent turquoise blue. You know that one? Those kind. Yeah, I was in a plane or some kind of flying ship with like 100 of them, and they were just telling me like they were just giving me encouragement and inspiration, and I was like so excited to be traveling with them. You flew to the sun? Come on. Wow. Great being here. Do you mean great being here in my life? Or do you mean great being here on the planet? that is a cool thing. You flew to the sun. So if you were going to look at that metaphorically, what would you say it means? I think you know. That's why I'm asking you. Like I know we're talking literally, like literally traveling in the astro level. I know that. But if we were to take it as a metaphor, what do you think it symbolizes? Challenge you a little bit. People don't like to think metaphorically, but maybe you do. Ascension, divine knowledge. Yeah. Yep. And then, so the fact that you share, like when people share their dream and then they say, and then I woke up, I realized that there's actually something significant about that dream, that sequence, because not everybody explains their dream like da 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 da, and then I woke up. So it's a special formula when that happens. So what you do is do it backwards. And so it's like you're waking up to your ability to fly into the sun. So you're waking up to your ascended divine knowledge. You're waking up to your ability to ascend into divine knowledge. And the fact that you did it one time in your dream or in the astral plane, that means that you can do it all the time. You can do it consciously while you're awake. And you probably need to do it like when you're dealing with people. I think you work with a lot of people. I don't know for sure, but when you're dealing with people and you're dealing with darkness, you have that ability to like overcome it and then like connect with source and get inspired. Gratitude to you too. Blessed. Respect to you, sister. Yeah, that's really cool. Do you remember the heat? Like when you flew to the sun, were you like afraid? Was there heat? Was it like, or were you, because if you were light, then it would have just been like light on light. Or did it feel like you were burning? I never heard of that dream before. That's a new one to me. That's very cool. I'm so glad that you're here today. I'm glad that you're sharing. Care Bear, the Care Bear countdown. Okay, you don't want to share. That's okay. Curiosity and just merged. Oh, you were already light. Okay, I want me to give you a little bit more information. So, yeah, okay, so that must be like your gift, your spiritual gift. So there's energies. Loved it, felt no difference. Yeah, okay. So if you take like the four energies, the four elements, you've got like air and then fire and water and earth, right? And so let's just look at this metaphorically, like play around with me for a minute, okay? I know it's literal to you, but let's just play around with the symbolism, okay? So um, fire energy is the sun, and so the negative side of fire energy would be like destruction, right? And that would be like emotionally when there's like a lot of anger or frustration. That's fire energy. But then the positive side of fire energy, which would be like the sun's ability to like warm an environment, so it's like warmth and then inspiration and light and enlightenment, right? So to get to the sun and merge with it, that's like in that moment you were in your enlightenment. So the positive side of that energy is being really tranquil, really calm, having like peace of mind, because when we have a peace of mind, then we're like, you know how when a river is still, then you can see you can see the reflection of everything on the water's surface. So your mind has to stay still like that so that you can see the reflection and get the inspiration. When the mind is like wavy and moving, you can't see the reflection anymore. So your gift is being able to see that reflection and get information, like divine information. But your struggle in life is going to be about like calming the mind. So because you see the darkness and because you see the conflict and because you see or you feel the fear in the collective, it impacts your mind. So your internal practice is about using you're already strong in that area, so like using your mind to be able to like calm. Wow, a lot of people just joined. Thank you. Where are you all coming in from? Canada? Like that was weird. Like 10 people all of a sudden, and I don't think was someone sharing. So welcome everybody. Thank you. Good to see you. We are talking about dreams and talking about inspiration of the sun and enlightenment. Hello from New Mexico. Hello. Yeah, thank you guys. Keep sending hearts and liking and sharing. Like this is a great live right now. I have down times when everyone feels down and I have to connect to source. Yeah, that's what I mean. So you just make sure you go gentle with yourself during those times. It's like it's okay to go there and to go into the dark. Like you might, I don't know if you do this already, but you might want to, like, when you have those down times, go as what's the word go as close to sensory deprivation as you can. Like go into the darkest place that you can. If you can get like eye coverings and headphones, if you have a basement, like go where you can like deprive yourself of external senses, because your own internal knowing is so strong. And when you're overwhelmed and you've been taking in too much from your senses, then you get into that state of just like, oh, I need downtime. So then I'm just saying, like, do downtime on steroids, like, you know what I mean? Even like I sometimes try to have like a bath, like a really really hot bath at night with the lights off, and then just like immerse myself into the water. And if you put your face under the water and you're only just breathing, and then you can meditate or go into that space, you can disconnect from the physical and your mind can like rest really really deeply, you know yeah. Yep. How do you guys rest? Lots of people up in here that probably have lots of strategies. So what do you do when you need downtime? How do you get your downtime? Do you like walk? Do you meditate? Listen to music? I found something new. This was from a TikTok creator actually, and it's called the Monroe Institute. Are you guys familiar with that? So I checked it out. Usually I don't pay for apps, but this one was actually worth paying for. I'm downtime now. Oh, that's good. This is your downtime. I'm sending you all the love, all the relaxation downtime. Usually I like to play music in the background, but I'm live streaming to TikTok or to YouTube, and they get really weird, right, about copyrights. This is what I'm working on. Yeah. Thank you. I've never done this before, actually. A friend brought it over. You know how friends can like see when you're stressed? She brought this over. She's so cute. She brought me markers. Oh, I'm very lucky. And I'm like, all right, I'm gonna give this a try. Apparently I'm like 5 years late to this trend because everybody else is like coloring adult coloring books for stress relief. I like to sit in the sunshine or the moonlight, connect with nature. Yeah, that's so powerful. Because then, like, all you're doing is sitting there, but like it's doing all the work for you, right? Like you're getting all the all the good vibes, all that good energy. It works deeply. It goes into your cells, it goes into your DNA, affects your breathing. I've been walking barefoot in nature the past couple of days, although I don't think I did it today. But it's funny because I always knew it's a good idea to do it, but as soon as I go to do it, I don't want to. It's like it's cold and it's wet and it's weird. But again, a friend was like, "Go do it." And then another TikTok creator was doing it on their live and I'm like, "Okay." So there we go. Stand in nature. You will be surprised. Like the first time I did it a couple days ago, tears just started flowing like crazy. Like just I took 3 or 4 steps and then started bawling. And I didn't realize I was holding in so much grief and sorrow and sadness. And as soon as I connected barefoot, it all just flowed right to the earth, you know? They say it's our Mother Earth, and it was like she just held me. She's like, "Oh, my child," you know? And I just like started crying. Walk barefoot when summer comes. Sorry, I'm African. No, I know. Okay, so it's not just an African thing. I think it's a black thing because I was engaged to a guy that was like half black, half indigenous for 5 years. And he actually had like a native, this is so funny. He had a native, like an elder, like a really respected elder, like shaman, okay, tell him that he needed to walk barefoot and connect. He goes, he said something like, let Mother Earth know who you are, something like that, right? Because it was his time, like he was being called to like walk the red path, and he has the ability to really help a lot of people. So I could see what the elder was trying to do, like getting him to like connect with the earth in a new way, right? And he kept not doing it. So I said to him one time, I like, have you walked barefoot yet? And he goes, I don't need to walk barefoot. Like Mother Earth knows who I am. Like this man wore shoes in the shower. Like you cannot get this man to take his shoes off. Oh my god. And you know how black men are in their shoes? Nike and Adidas and all that. Like he's like, don't make me take my shoes off. So he never did, as far as I know, that the 2 years he was here. That energy helps so much. Where I am is the middle of nowhere. It's peaceful. Yeah, that you're so lucky. It does help so much. It's such a simple thing, but it's like it's medicine. Barefoot, barefoot is just yeah, you like this story, right? Isn't it's so funny. I loved him a lot. Like it's too bad it didn't work out with us. I really we had good times. It's taken me years to learn how powerful my surroundings are. Yeah, me too. It's taken me years to realize like the simple things that are medicinal, that if you do them often, that how that keeps you in a state of wellness. Like with sage, for example, right? Burning sage or burning cedar. I remember like thinking, how if you're sick, how can just burning something make you better? Like that's my white thinking, my white colonialism mind, right? Like I grew up being told you have to take prescription medication to feel better, and it takes a long time to feel better, and actually you can't even recover. You can only just manage the symptoms or whatever. But then I realized over time it's like this. I compare it to washing hands, right? So like when you wash your hands before you eat, it's just like a quick wash, right? And then you get all the bacteria off and you eat, and everything's fine. You're in a state of wellness. Well, saging every day is like that, because if you just sage a little bit, you're like you clear your energy, right? And it's just like washing your hands. So then you're staying in a state of wellness. But like if you don't wash your hands for a year, let's say, and you're gonna get like it's gonna get dirty and it's gonna get sore and you're gonna get like disease on your hands. And then you just wash your hands, it's not gonna just come off because now you've got like major issues to deal with. Right? um so that's when like metaphorically or symbolically it would be like the sweat lodge. It's like when you haven't taken care of your own energy for a long time and you're not doing your stuff, you need to like get in the sweat lodge and like sweat it out. Um but going back to this idea of like it's the really really little things, like if you just walk barefoot every day, that's like washing your aura every day. It's like washing your hands. It's like washing your feet. So even though you think of it as getting dirty, your feet get dirty, but energetically. And then something crossed my FYP that was talking about like literally it does something to your DNA. Like there's something in the electrons of the earth and like your feet absorb it. So like scientifically, they're proving that it's not just that it feels good or it's spiritual. There's actually like a science behind it. I didn't know that either. So it's these really, really simple little things that when you do them, you stay in a state of wellness. Breath. I'm big on not doing rituals. Like everything we need is within us. There's small things that we can do daily. You don't need to have a big fancy ritual. You don't need to have crystals. You don't need to have like ceremonies. Little small things you do are enough. You can do all that other stuff too. There's nothing wrong with it. But thank you for the follow, Jamie. I tried to catch you so that I could follow you back. Okay, good night. Nice to meet you. I know it's late. Thank you so much for checking in. Love it. Thank you for the follows, you guys. Oh, there we go, Jamie. I appreciate the follow. Weight loss journey, holistic. Oh, I'm on a weight loss journey too. I gained a bunch of weight after a car accident. So I'm doing like I'm walking every day, and I'm doing like calorie deficit and intermittent fasting. And it worked. I lost 20 pounds, and then I got sick, like the flu. And then it's been hard to like get back to the same level of commitment, but it's working little by little. Little by little, it's working. Yeah, after life experience. There we go, after life experience. Yeah. Thanks for all the lives. Thanks for all the likes, Teresa. I see you guys and I appreciate you. Like, look, there's only 5 of us here and there's like close to 4,000 likes. You guys are amazing. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Mm. Do you mean like life after death experience? Is that what you mean, Aisha? I might have missed something. I'm not sure what the reference is. Near death. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. You had a near death afterlife experience as well? Yeah. I mean, that's what happened to me when I was 19, and yeah. Okay. So and once you see that, and how thin the veil is between this world and that world and the next world. Once you see it, you can't unsee it. And it takes patience, I tell you. You were given your mission after that. Yeah. Yeah, I believe that. Well, me too, because it was after that that like the dreams I like I said, I was already dreaming vividly, but within a year after the near death experience, I had this dream of well, I don't have to go into detail, but I had like a prophetic dream, and then it shook me so much. So like the two combined, like the near death experience and then this dream and all these events that were happening, all those synchronistic moments and the angel numbers, and like I was really going through a spiritual awakening, they call it. I was 19, 20, 21, that time period. And when I came out of it on the other side was when I realized that the dream work is my life path. But I was very stubborn though. I didn't come to me like I didn't just take it. I didn't. I resisted for a really long time. I resisted for so long. It's hilarious when I look back and like all of the spiritual teachers that were coming to me and they're like, you need to do this or you need to do that. I was laughing about my ex, but that I did the same thing. Like I was being called to a higher purpose, and I did not want the responsibility for a very long time. And then it was kind of like a make it or break it moment. It's like I had to choose, like, do this or I'll lose it forever kind of thing. So I finally I'm like, I surrender. What does it mean if I've stopped remembering my dreams for like a month? I haven't been able to. Okay, Kayla, thank you for sharing that. So, all dreams are giving us guidance towards change. So, if you were getting dreams before that were moving you towards a certain issue of change that's really difficult for you, so it's something, there's probably some kind of a lot of pain or a lot of fear connected to where the dream was taking you. So then a part of you got like afraid and kind of like stopped remembering in order to kind of keep that feeling of safety. So what I would encourage you to do is some self care and reminding yourself, like, kind of be that mother for yourself, reminding yourself it's okay and that you're there for yourself and you're able to listen, and you can just give yourself permission to start remembering the dreams again, writing them down. You basically need to give yourself the reassurance that you can handle whatever the dreams unfold or whatever they bring up. Hi, Laura. Good to see you. I just saw you signed in. But don't be afraid. In our new world, fear doesn't exist here. Exactly. So here's the thing. It's like once you identify what the fear is, then you can move through it. And so on the other side of fear is a lot of courage, and it's being able to have a vision, a positive vision of the future, and being able to be in a state of learning. So if you're always able to keep learning, developing new skills, even learning new languages or trying new food or reading new books or talking to new people, like always being in that position of learning and exploration, having an adventurous spirit, then the fear will diminish. And then this is what she's saying, like, we don't have to live in fear. We can like position ourselves that we're strong enough to deal with whatever happens. And then even if fear shows up for a minute, we can like see it and then we can like take the lesson and move past it, not staying in it. I've always had dreams of what my pain was and just trauma or fear of something. Right. So so remember, first of all, you have a gift, right? Like the fact that you've remembered these dreams, it means that you can hold a positive image of the future and you can make amazing things happen in your life. Okay. And so then when you have a if you've had a traumatic event happen and then you have a dream about it, the way that you have can get to healing is by looking at the metaphor in the dream. So I'm going to give you an example. So my most recent traumatic event was this car accident, right? And then I kept dreaming about car accidents. So but once it's in a dream, now it's a metaphor of a car. It's not the real car anymore, it's a metaphor. And the metaphor of a car symbolizes the way we get from point A to point B towards our short-term goals. So if I'm dreaming about a car crash, it means that I'm not able to get to my short-term goals. And then knowing that and believing it, then I can put action in my day-to-day life to realize like, well, what's stopping me from getting to my short-term goals? And then removing that barrier. And then when you remove that barrier and achieve the thing, start achieving short-term goals, then the dreams will stop. So I tried to describe all that to say that whatever trauma you lived through that's showing up in your dream, when you work through it as a metaphor, you can change your life circumstances, which will help you to move past however that trauma is affecting you. Does that make sense? Like I just said a whole bunch. But I warned you guys though. I said how to interpret your dreams. So this live is different. This isn't just I'm not just giving you an interpretation. I'm telling you how I do it. You need notes. When you see the title says how to, that means you have to show up at the live with like a notepad and paper and you have to like record it so you can watch it back later and be like, what did she say? Okay, let me just catch up with these comments here. Okay, so Teresa, I see you've got a dream here. I'm gonna put you. I'm gonna make a list here, and then when I'm done with this one, then you can share yours. Okay, Teresa. I don't have a moderator in tonight. I'm just like chatty casual. Okay. I've just let it all go from my past and have grown more in my journey, so it makes sense. Yeah. All you did was bury it, so it's still there. And it's good that you developed all the positive qualities like outside of it and not letting it, like not getting stuck in it. But now you're ready to look at it. And I'm gonna just give you a strange metaphor, but this is basically what it's like. You need to take a big old energetic dump. It's like processing. You're probably going to have a lot of bathroom dreams. You need to just let that shit out. You're going to have bathroom dreams for sure. Redecorating the bathroom, refurbishing, getting new countertops, get a new toilet. Started to journal my dreams and it was starting to make me understand more. Then they just stopped. Teresa's laughing at my bathroom joke. But you know what I mean though. I'm talking real stuff here. This is real shit right here. Okay, so you started to journal your dreams and it was making sense and then just stopped. So do you have your last one? Like if you want to share, I don't know how you feel about sharing on the live. If you want to, you can. But then if you want to send it personally, Go up to my link tree, and then you're gonna see right at the top, and then it says like, oh man, I hope it's still free. It should say like send me your dream. So then you email it to me, and it's supposed to be free. If it's not free, um, okay, I'm gonna give you a password. Okay, so everybody on this live is gonna get a password for like free dreams. Okay, so write this down. Get your paper and pen. The code is gonna be. Okay, share it now. Good. While you're writing, I'm still gonna make a code for people that want to share it for free. We're gonna call it live. Yeah, TT live. Okay, TT live is the code, and then you're gonna get a free dream interpretation. TT live. I'm putting it like this, but it's backwards. But I'm sorry, TT live. So go to my link tree and put in TT live. After the live, I have to set up the code, so don't do it right now. Do it later though. If there's a dream that you want to share with me that's personal, then you send that to me. The other advantage of that, guys, I'm just going to be straight with you. Because you send me your email, then that means like if we lose TikTok, I'm going to be able to email you and tell you how to find me, like on Clapper or YouTube or wherever else, right? So I will never sell or trade or violate your email in any way, but it's kind of good to have a mailing list of people that are interested in dream interpretation, so we stay connected, right? You were picking your aunt and uncle up from a train station, and as I was walking up to them, my uncle was your uncle was doing something. Was getting the bags from under a carriage from the train, and my aunt hugged me, and it was like it's so hard, eh, with these little tiny text boxes. Power surge when her and I touched. Oh, and this is the last dream you remember before you stopped remembering dreams? Holy, that's powerful. So is your aunt still alive, first of all? And have you been in contact with her lately? She whispered to me in my ear, "You're pregnant." Holy. No wonder you stopped remembering. And I told her that I can't be. You're like, Auntie, you don't know what you're talking about, Auntie. And she's like, oh, Auntie knows. Right? Are you native? I'm looking to see. I don't know if you're native or not. You'll have to tell me if you're native. And my uncle told me, well, you manifested it. And I said, no, I can't be. My tubes are tied. Oh, interesting. That is a fantastic dream. Then I woke up. Okay. Aisha, are you still here? Remember what I told you about when someone says, and then I woke up? It's a special kind of dream, Kayla. When you have a dream and then you're like, and then I woke up, it means it's a special kind of dream. I talk to my aunt almost every day. Oh, okay. Wonderful. Wonderful. Okay, I'll tell you what it means. So, you do have native blood. Oh, I was picking up your native vibe. Well, I was picking up the auntie vibe. You know how aunties are. Aw. So, okay. And you're native. Well, that makes all the more sense. Okay, let me go. Okay, so let's Let's go through this step by step. Okay, are you ready? So you can screenshot this if you want to like save this as a video or take notes. Okay, she's very special. Yeah, she is very special. Um, Here's the thing about her and the hug. I'll start there, and then we'll go through the rest. Um, the warmth that she has in her character and like all of that love and her ability to really connect deeply with you, um, you and her share in that. So this is like a family trait or gift. And so I don't know like who she shares, like if she's your mom or your dad's side or whatever on the higher up, but you guys share this inherited gift of warmth and love. Okay. So and then also like um I'm just gonna say it straight up because like you only live once, but like that kind of energy for her to for you to feel that burst of energy like that, I would say that she's like a healer. So I don't know if she knows that. So does she know that? There's no blood relation. She came in your life when you were 2. Oh, that is so fascinating. Okay, so then she's taught you. She's taught you her way. She is a healer and she knows very much. Okay. Okay, so you didn't inherit it. You learned it from her because she's been in your life since you were 2. And everything we learn, like before the age of 5, we absorb a lot unconsciously. So between the ages of 2 and 5, you just like absorbed her love and her healing energy and her skills. You just like took it all right all and in like a sponge. She's like in the dream, she hugs you, but it's like she's like a power source. It's like you plugged into her power source kind of thing. I don't know if that makes sense, but I don't know why that image just came to mind. So let's go back here for a second. Okay, so you're in the dream, you're picking up your aunt and uncle from a train station. Okay, so trains in dreams, all transportation is about the way that you get from point A to point B in your goals. Okay, and so then a train is about going in one direction. So one way, and a long-term train, because you can cross the country in a train, or you can like take the subway across the city. So it can be a short-term or a long-term goal. The key is once you're on it, you have only one way to get there. Okay. So you're getting the bags from under the carriage and the train, and your aunt hugged you, and it was like a power surge. So this is about you becoming a healer, becoming aware of your healing gifts. And that's why you stopped remembering, is because it's a lot to process. And when you walk a path of as a healer, your life becomes not always your own anymore, right? Like it becomes about helping other people. You're going to get intuitive messages about other people. You're going to get guidance about say this thing, do this thing, be this, be that. Like you surrender when you're a healer. You surrender to something bigger than yourself. So it takes time, and you know what? You don't have to rush it. Just because you have the capacity and because the dream is saying you can do this now, it doesn't mean you have to rush it. So go slow with it. So all those bags under the carriage that they're getting, you're picking them up. This is so cute. So like all that baggage, it's a great metaphor. That's like it's like all the stuff you're gonna need to be a healer. all your all your aunt's stuff. You're like picking it all up, right? Okay, so she whispered into your ear, "You're pregnant." Okay, this is a dream. It's not real. Pregnancy is about the development of new skills or abilities or talents or gifts. So the pregnancy is actually a metaphor for you as a healer. So right now your skills and abilities are like a little baby, and you need to like nurture it like you would a pregnancy. Like you're not going to just go from brand new healer to being able to, like, you know, run a marathon or something energetically. Like, you gotta first learn how to nurture that part of yourself. And pregnancy is a good metaphor for that because it takes time. So let's say for an entire year, you're only just focusing on healing yourself. You become a healer for yourself, and then as you develop your confidence and your abilities and your knowledge and some skills, then you can begin to help other people. I hope all this is making sense. So then you said to them, no, that's impossible, my tubes are tied. And then your uncle says, what does your uncle say? Well, you manifested it and said, no, I can't. Yeah. So a part of you wanted to live, you wanted this, right? My poor little uncle had bags and bags, literally. Aw, your uncle's a sweetheart, it seems like. Your aunt is very lucky to have him, and you're very lucky to have him as well. And I'm glad to hear that this makes sense. Yeah, good. Good, good, good. Thank you for sharing that. I'm really, really glad I could help. Hmm. If you have any more questions, you can email, okay? You can like send that, use that link that I told you about. The link should be free. This, I was getting a little confused. Like, the link should be free to be able to like send a dream interpretation for free. It's an email. But then if you want to buy a personalized one, that's where there's a cost. I don't know. I'm still working out a glitch in my store. So whatever. Now you can do it for free if it asks you for money, but otherwise you should be able to just like email me any questions, okay? Don't use the TikTok DM because people send me stuff there and then it's too much and TikTok like gets overwhelmed and then I'm losing messages and I feel really bad. So email is better comes it comes directly to me. Okay, Teresa, are you still here? And if you are, we will go through your dream together and then that's going to be it because I've been here for an hour and a half now. Great live. Thank you again. Good night. Good night. Thank you for being there. Yeah, we're gonna do one more and then we're gonna sign off. I gotta take my dog for a walk and my dinner was ready like a long time ago. I wasn't expecting anyone to be here actually. Like I was on earlier throughout the day and it was like crickets out there. But tonight turned out really nice. So Teresa, I don't know if you're there, hon. I feel like you might not be anymore. Went on for too long. So I'll message you. See if I can screenshot so that you don't forget. Teresa, all these likes. Okay. There we go. A lion woke up stressed out. Interesting. It was her husband's dream. Okay. Have a good night, you guys. I'm excited that you caught me too. I'm really glad. And like I said, if you have any questions, let me know. Or, you might see my dreams, my videos come across your FYP now, right? So just give a like, give a comment, share the love. Thanks, Kayla. Take care, guys. And